Hey guys, it's Alexa, and I'm representing Oklahoma on NBC's American Song Contest, and I'm hanging out with Rob at Front Row Live.
AleXa, congratulations with this week and the premiere of American Song Contest. Your performance was incredible, but before we really do dive in and talk about that performance, I've been a fan of yours since Bomb dropped back in 2019, and you have been one of the most busiest artists to kind of nail down for an interview. So I really want to talk about your creative process and your evolution as an artist and kind of discovering yourself from Bomb to now Wonderland.
Well, first off, I'm genuinely surprised. Thank you. I did not know. Oh, thank you. Wow. Oh, thank you. Wow. Yes, but from Bomb till now, finding myself within the AleXa discography tapestry, where exactly does AleXa fit in with that? I don't know. I guess we're always just so diverse with what we do in the AleXa verse. I mean, Bomb started out with that Brazilian funk and those hardcore beats. And then later on the next year, we had that really soft ballad, Never Let You Go. And then we had Extra, which was the early 2000s throwback kind of vibe. I mean, the AleXa discography is basically a rainbow. It's a spectrum, basically. And AleXa just kind of floats wherever she's needed, I guess. It's those volume panels that control volume, whatever. Yeah. You just raise in each level each time, and AleXa just goes wherever the volume's raised, I guess. Yeah.
and outside of the music, I feel like your AleXa verse, best way to kind of put it, has also evolved. The outfits, the character itself. So what has been that process, and what have you learned from this AleXa character, now?
Well, I will tell you one thing I've learned from debut till now. My scalp is stronger than I thought it was, because we've gone through many hair colors. My goodness. But yes, overall, what have I learned about AleXa, about, myself? I realized that, not realize, but, the saying is variety is the spice of life. And I like keeping people on their toes, keeping people being okay, what you going to do next? What are we going to do? Because, there's these storylines that go through the AleXa verse and everything. So we always want to be able to keep people thinking did this come before this? Is this after this? What's coming next? What happened before? Who knows? Tune in next week. That kind of vibe.
So as we jump in now into your newest single, Wonderland, what is this AleXa verse all about? What really kickstarted the idea of Wonderland for you?
Mm-hmm. Well, Wonderland, there's two different ways to explain it, honestly. There's lyrically and then conceptually. I'd say conceptually, you can see with all the red ropes on stage and everything, it's definitely representing Alice getting tangled up in this Wonderland. Lyrically, it's kind of about getting tangled up in this fantasy because somebody's leading you on and you really trust that person. You really think they're the best one for you. You're looking at them through these rose-tinted glasses, hence the red lighting on stage and everything. But you have to break away from that fantasy and get back to reality. It's oh, wait. I admit it's driving me mad. I should quit, but I want it so bad. Bridge lyrics come through. But then conceptually, Alice in Wonderland is about Alice following the white rabbit through Wonderland and everything. And I kind of reflect that metaphor back to myself of me being surrounded by all these people in Oklahoma that shaped me and created the AleXa that you see now. I've been following them my whole life to be where I am now. So I followed them through my own Wonderland. They were my white rabbit.
Your metaphors have always been incredible. So, what is that writing process like for you? Do you come into these sessions being this is the metaphor I kind of want to work with? Or is this something that kind of reveals itself during the writing process?
It's a little bit of both. Sometimes we'll find a hidden meaning after things are done, or during the process of, we'll be oh, what if we incorporate this to represent this? I am a literature nut. So I love things like similes, metaphors, alliteration, things like this. And what can we fit in to make me literarily happy? That's not a word, but I just made it up, literarily. But with all my songs being part of this AleXa verse, Wonderland included being part of the saga, it's just we're trying to figure out the growth of AleXa, the growth of the story, but also how we can diversify everything and yet keep everything unified within the concept.
At the same time, your vocals are evolving so much throughout every record that you release. With this track in particular, I love how you're giving us so many different dynamics, from singing to rapping, going back to a falsetto, right in the chorus. So that that process for you? Like what has been your biggest challenge, and what kind of really inspired these different dynamics on this song?
Well, I will speak honestly. This song has a lot of words. It's a lot of words and little breathing space for me. But it's you know, you practice and you get her done, like you say in Oklahoma or any other southern state. Get her done. Um, but yeah, I think overall that was the struggle in performing this live because there's so many words. But other than that, I mean, you know, it's just grabbing like that's the Korean word, the feeling of each part in the song. Like, you know, when the song starts, it's not going to have the same intensity as the chorus, which won't have the same intensity as the bridge or the climax. So I guess it's just sitting in those pockets musically and figuring out how to differentiate your stage presence and, like, you know, just preparing super hard for everything, every aspect of this, vocally, performance wise, facials. I mean, everything has to go into this.
That stage show that you gave us, again, like it was such an incredible stage show. And this show, I mean, everybody's performance was awesome, but like the stage show is one of the things that really drew my attention because everybody went all out. So as far as your particular performance, like what was that rehearsal process like? And was this all your idea, or was this also some of the show saying like, maybe we should try this and do this during your performance?
I mean, Wonderland, the stage itself was a giant collaborative effort. I mean, there were so many people behind the scenes working hard to make this happen. Like, I wish I could tell you how many people there were. I worked with so many wonderful creative minds. I'm just so grateful that we all had this like-minded process. Like, oh, what if we did this and it tied into this? And it's just like, specifically like the choreographers, House of Sam, they are legendary. They work with like J-Lo, Bad Bunny. They work with like so many legends. My God, so honored to work with them. They're the kindest people ever. So freaking talented. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, this whole process, it was just incredible. You know, just to see things coming from just the song, learning the lyrics, getting the choreography, performing it for the first time on stage, adding some fire, adding some exploding steam thingies, and then adding all of these loud explosions during the very last rehearsal that kind of scared me and the dancers. But I mean, it was just this, it was a snowball effect. You know, it was just growing and growing and growing until it became this giant snowball. And then at the very end, the cherry on top, once I get in the outfit, get in the hair and makeup, you just add AleXa into it. And that's what makes the final product.
For you personally, what drew your attention to American Song Contest?
I mean, me personally, I've been a fan of Eurovision for quite some time. I've been following so many of the stages, so many of the artists for a while. And it kind of does help that one of my staff members, our creative director, she hails from Sweden. So she is knowledgeable in everything Eurovision. And so when we first heard about this opportunity, we were like, America, Eurovision, Christian Bjorkman. Okay, let's go. We were excited. So that's kind of how everything happened with this. Yeah.
And for you personally, like with this experience, especially your live show, like what do you feel was your best part of this performance, and what do you feel was the most challenging part of this performance?
Well, you know, I think they're honestly the same thing for this. I think I can say the most fun or the best aspect of it, along with the most challenging aspect, were the same thing. And that was performing in front of a live audience. Because me, having been in South Korea for the past 4 years, due to we haven't been able to have like in-person concerts, in-person shows, anything, like no audiences, like that hasn't been a thing for like 2-3 years at this point. And so going into this, knowing there would be a live studio audience, I was super, super nervous. I mean, even the day of the show, when I'm just there on the ropes and I'm waiting for my music to start, I'm just like, oh my gosh, live audience, live audience. I was shaking in my boots. But at the same time, the nerves, and not fear, but the nerves I get from performing in front of a live audience for the first time is also like a fuel to the fire of the performance. Because I, like many other artists out there, we get energy from the audience. And I'm also an extrovert, ENFP. Woo. So I get energy from people. So it was a great joy to finally like be able to, you know, look someone in the eyes, hear them yelling for me, and just see people's expressions while I was performing. And, you know, hear everybody go, ah, at the end when I decided to just fall up the stairs. Yeah.
Were you hesitant at first choosing to perform the genre that you do, just because it's not, I mean, now we're starting to hear it more here in the States, but it's not something that I can't say I've actually seen or heard a performance of, you know, along the lines of K-pop in one of these kinds of shows. So was that a hesitation for you in the first place?
Not at all. I mean, we were absolutely proud to go in this. Well, me, myself representing Oklahoma, of course, because that is where I was born and raised for 21 years. But me also going into this, not just representing Oklahoma or K-pop, hello, Oklahoma K-pop, not the same word. representing K-pop itself, but also my mother's Korean heritage and Korean roots. I really wanted to take this opportunity to share with the world, like, hey, this is what we've got to offer, and we hope you like it. Here's a little sample of it. If you like it, you can buy the main dish, like that kind of thing.
And moving forward, what can the fans look forward to as far as the voting? I think you said there was a few hours left. So, what needs to be done now on this stage?
Well, it is now 9:45 a.m. here. So voting ended at 7 a.m. this morning. So I'm just hoping and praying that, everybody did the thing. And if I make it through, fantastic. If I don't, regardless, I was honored to have this opportunity. But what you can expect now is, I don't know, just expect the unexpected. That is just my thing. That is the motto I go by: expect the unexpected and just expect bigger and better. Yeah.
And lastly, to close us off, is Wonderland the taste or the introduction of an upcoming saga of AleXa, or is this just a tiny, tiny bit of what's to come?
I mean, could be, could not be. Who's to say? But Wonderland is most definitely within the AleXa saga. It is within the AleXaverse. It is one of those fine threads knit within this fabric of time that we've created. But where exactly she fits in, tune in next week.
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Congratulations with this debut on the show, and best of luck with the rest of the show moving forward.
Thank you so much, Rob. Truly. Thank you.